productive opportunities with pioneering innovative ideas through different startup initiatives. Edu, who was joined by the European Union and representatives of 48 other countries in Hague, the Netherlands capital, made this known during her opening remarks in an event to discuss disturbing migration issues involving young people in Africa and the world. Co-hosted by Nigeria and the Netherlands, the minister was leading the Nigerian delegation to the thematic meeting of the Rabat process on migration, youth and development taking place in the Netherlands capital. According to the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to Honorable Minister Rashid Olanrewaju Zubair, Dr. Edu noted that exploring the connection between migration, youth and development was important, as the youth between age 15 and 25 years, who make up 16% of the world's population, are a growing mobile demographic that could play a significant role in fostering positive development. She disclosed that in Nigeria, like in other parts of Africa, the youth have developed a robust startup ecosystem, attracting over $2 billion in investment between 2015 and 2022. Netherlands Secretary General, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Paul Houtis, said the meeting was focused on a shared commitment to promote meaningful participation opportunities for young people and ensuring that they meet their needs in an effort to address the root causes of irregular migration. The European Union Commission's Director General for International Partnership, Erika Getson, said the essence of the program was to engage participants to increase their voices in leadership policies and decision-making.
We hope that we will put actions to words and implement our resolutions fully in our various countries to see that young people are empowered. We can reduce the rate of migration from our countries, and we can reduce the challenges associated with migration. We hope that we will put actions to words and implement our resolutions fully.
The Chief Economist, Development Bank of Nigeria, Professor Joseph Nnanna, says the solid minerals sector has the potential to emerge as a significant contributor to diversifying the Nigerian economy and help it to moving away from its reliance on oil and gas. Professor Nnanna expressed his optimism while speaking on Saturday at the 2023 Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria Fellowship Investiture themed Harnessing Nigeria's Economic Potentials for Growth and Development, Strategic Imperatives. The economist explained that the sector is expected to act as a catalyst for Nigerian economic growth and facilitate inclusive development in the forthcoming decades. He said Nigeria must expedite its efforts to diversify its economy away from crude oil, and there are several avenues available for Nigeria to achieve this goal. On the spot, the president of CIBN, Dr. Ken Okpara, noted that despite that Nigeria has abundant human and natural resources, possesses incredible economic potentials, unlocking these potentials requires strategic imperatives that go beyond mere recognition. It demands deliberate action and innovative thinking. Dr. Okpara noted that the journey toward harnessing Nigeria's economic potential for growth and development is marked by both promise and complexity, and to address these challenges, it requires visionary leadership and collaborative efforts to transform adversity into opportunity. Speaking on the sideline of the event, some of the fellows, including the Group Managing Director, UBA, Oliver Alauba, and former Chief Executive of BOI, Wahid Olagunju, said Nigerian banking industry is prepared to take the lead in the African Continental Free Trade Agreement with its vast presence in most of the African countries. The Managing Director of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, Bello Hassan, has called on depositors of the microfinance banks and primary mortgage banks whose licenses were revoked for verification exercise and payment of their dividends. Hassan disclosed this on the sideline of the 2023 Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria Fellowship Investiture, themed Harnessing Nigeria's Economic Potentials for Growth and Development, Strategic Imperatives in Lagos, on Saturday. NDIC boss noted that every stakeholder in the Nigerian economy must come together to ensure a robust economy for the country. He said depositors can visit any of the corporation's office across the country and get their verification process conducted on time.
Choice of today's theme, which is harnessing our economic potentials, I think is very apt, given the fact that we need to brainstorm on how to harness our economic potentials in order to help the government achieve its agenda of renewed hope. At any opportunity, we at NDIC, we want to call on depositors of the closed microfinance banks and primary mortgage banks whose licenses were revoked in May this year to come to NDIC so that we can get them verified, so that we can pay them the insured amount.
A member representing Ikeja Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable James Faleke, has reiterated the need to support Nigerian children for the growth and development of the country in a competitive world. The lawmaker, who represents Ikeja Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, said this during the opening of a day training program on Information and Communication Technology, ICT, aimed at empowering the youth across his constituency. Faleke, while presenting more than 100 laptops to youth across Ikeja Federal Constituency, stated that children are the future leaders and the best thing a nation can do to protect its future is by supporting them and creating a conducive learning environment for them to thrive. Some of the beneficiaries who spoke with our correspondent applauded the gesture, which they believe will go a long way in empowering them in their various fields of human endeavor.
In information technology acquired doesn't mean you have a very big degree in education. You can even be a primary 6 person and you still go far. You can be someone into business and you can still go far with technology, because every day of our life we deal with information technology.
Let's use it for just the purpose in which we have been trained for, not to sell the laptop, and then so that by the time years to come we can give a feedback that these have been the impact of the empowerment in our life.
The people that are privileged to get this empowerment, those that apply the rules, he has done. I mean, when he facilitated those roads, those solar lights too. People henceforth don't use rechargeable lights, because every local corners you go within Ikeja, you see solar lights. So I can rightly say he has been beneficial to everybody in Ikeja constituency.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has assured promoters of cultural events that the state government will partner with them in driving the cultural promotion initiatives. Speaking at the just concluded Olokun Olosha Festival held in Badagry, Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the Director General of the Lagos State Council for Arts and Culture, Idowu Johnson, said the Lagos State government is ready to explore the tourism sector by using cultural events as avenues for cultural promotion. The governor lauded Iba Gani Adams' zeal at sustaining the cultural promotion activities in the state and beyond. In his remarks, the Are Ono Kakanfo of Yoruba land, Iba Gani Adams, urged the federal government to diversify Nigeria's economy, saying until Nigeria is restructured along regional lines, the country will continue to experience the same problem it's experiencing now. He stated that the federal government must diversify Nigeria's economy in order to save the country from possible economic crisis that has been setting the nation backwards. Meanwhile, the Akran of Badagry Oba Diwenu Aholu Toyi, who was represented by Oba Abiodun Wedoku Pativo, expressed appreciation to the Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land for using cultural promotion activities like the Olokun Festival to boost the economy of the town during the festival.
Where our mandate basically was to promote, preserve, and present indigenous culture of Lagos State, from the Egu in Badagry to the Awori in Alimosho local government and Oshodi, even to the Ekpes, to the Ijebu Ekpe and the Yoruba Ekpe in Ekpe local government, even to the Ijebus in Ikorodu. Whatever that is culture that is domiciled in Lagos, we have to preserve and we have to present and we have to promote it. That's why we're at the local festival, trying to support the local festival in order to promote for generations yet unborn.
We should save Nigeria by allowing federal, state and local government police to operate at the grassroots. Tourists that come to Nigeria are very few when compared to the number of tourists that come to other African countries like Ghana, South Africa, Egypt and Senegal. Nigeria's image in the world is not too good. The impression in the global community is that Nigeria is not safe for investment. Unless investors have a strong business interest, no country is ready to invest in Nigeria. There is urgent need for completing and overhauling of Nigerian structure. I have a strong conviction that with restructuring, Nigeria can get out of many of our problems.
The 17th annual Lagos Walk for Nature, geared towards creating awareness and sensitize the residents on the importance of nature conservation and biodiversity, took place on Saturday in 3 divisions of the state, with Ikeja as one of the 3 places since its decentralization in 2020. Government officials, environmentalists and their partners on conservation of the environment gathered at the Ikeja Local Government Secretariat, where they took off. They carried out the Walk for Nature exercise, which passed through the Ikeja under bridge, enlightening the citizenry on the importance of environmental protection and conservation before turning at Island Junction and back to the starting point. With the theme, Solutions to Plastic Pollution, the state government said indiscriminate disposal of plastic into drainage can cause a huge problem to the environment, which also destroys natural habitat in the environment. Conservationists implored residents to recycle plastic after use in order to prevent pollution and flood.
Is for us not to stop single-use plastics. We need to find a way of recycling all our plastics, the ones that we cannot refuse. First of all, we need to stop using plastics. When we cannot stop it, if we must use it, then we must be able to reuse it. And if we cannot reuse it, we'll see how we can upcycle it to use it for other things that we'll be able to change the use that was originally meant for. For instance, some plastics can be changed from PET bottles into different use that we can use for, as we can see many people doing. And we call on people who have innovative ideas to be able to join us to see how we will be able to change the use so that we'll not be having plastic pollution around us.
The government alone cannot take care of the environment alone. We need everyone to be involved, every citizen. It is the responsibility of every one of us in Lagos State and in Nigeria to care for our environment, for our collective health and also for our collective wealth. The government cannot do it alone, and that's why we look for every opportunity to partner with stakeholders like Nigerian Conservation Foundation, like our sponsors. We continue to do that.
Plastic mostly are petrochemical products, and it takes a long time for them to decay. And when you throw such a waste into our drainages, you find out that they consume more nuisance, and they are equally harmful to all aquatic life in the sea. So we encourage them to always keep them. They are recyclable, they can still be reused.
We have to preserve nature by not disposing our refuse just on the streets. We have to put it in the dustbin, and we can recycle some plastics. Not all plastic we have to throw away. There's some plastic we can recycle and use them for something new. We can use plastic for...
The Chief Imam of Lekki Muslim Ummah, Sheikh Ridwan Jamil, says the issue of drug abuse among the youth is the main responsibility of the government and the parents. Sheikh Jamil, who gave the assertion at the 2023 third Dawah workshop of Lekki Muslims Ummah themed Towards a Sane Society, lamented the breakdown of morals in the society. He added that government and religious bodies need to work hand in hand in order to eradicate the moral decadence in the society. A director in the Ministry of Education, Lagos State, Hamidat Sani, said the level of moral decadence in the society is very appalling as the youth are no longer guided. Sani, who stated that moral decadence is a communal issue, wants parents, religious leaders, as well as communities to take the lead towards a sane society. The keynote speaker at the Dawah workshop, Engineer Raji Adeniji, admonished everyone to play a role in the moral rejuvenation of the society.
Thereby, if a child is not 18, he should not get admission in any university. So that is one. Another thing is, many of the things we are talking about now, we are really helpless. When you are talking about the issue of drugs, we seem to be helpless because the issue of drugs is not in our control. And we need to get the government involved in the issue of drug eradication. No matter the amount of preaching we do in the mosque, they can rubbish all our efforts if the government does not do something about the issue of drugs.
It is a communal thing. It is my duty. It is your duty. It is the child's duty. It is everybody's duty. And like the Imam says, it's a communal issue. The mosque must be involved. Religious organizations, all of us must be there. The counseling should not be limited to professional counselors or the parents alone. We must all see it as a communal challenge that we must all resolve.
We all know that the best way for evil to triumph is for good men and women to do nothing. Let us therefore recognize that each of us has a role to play in the moral rejuvenation of our society for it to return to the path of sanity.
We think of democracy only when we're talking about election. But democracy in its broader sense means that everybody has access to the table to determine what happens within their community. So it's very important that we democratize our society in the broader sense of democracy so that everybody has a voice at the table. And by so doing, you ensure that you bring up a community that has respect for high moral values.
An ophthalmologist, Dr. Rosemary Nguru, says early detection of eye-related problems is key to preventing the eyes from total damage. Dr. Nguru made the call during an eye screening and administration of glasses by Lions Club District 404B2 Nigeria, led by the immediate past DG, Arelekon Owulabi. The chairman, Ojokoro LCDA, Hamed Tijani, advised the beneficiaries to adhere to prescriptions given to them by the medical agents. The immediate past district governor of Lions 404B2 Nigeria, Arelekon Owulabi, said eye care intervention is one of the 5 pillars of the humanitarian group. He advised Nigerians to join hands on assisting the government by impacting in their immediate communities.
Our eyes is a pathway to life, so we really need to take care of it. And one key thing here is early detection is the key, because there are some diseases, especially glaucoma, that can actually be picked up early. So we should be able to take care of our eyes in the sense that we walk up to an eye doctor, tell them, okay, I just came for a routine check. We don't really have to wait for something to go wrong before we actually present ourselves.
The vision of our people is more important to us, and that is why you see that these 3 organizations comes together to give our people's life, advise all the beneficiaries that they show adherence to the do's and don'ts as stipulated by the those people that were in charge of this program. I know they have advised some of them on what they should be doing. And for those of them that they have given the glasses or the drugs, they need to take it at the right time, so that at the end of the day, all of us, our eyes will not go home before the end of our life.
Those that are having eye challenges, those that need to be screened, those that need to be given glasses, and those that need even to be referred for further treatment. So the generality of members of this community, what we can advise is that for those of us that are really having the wherewithal, we should try as much as possible to see how we can give back, to the society to complement the effort of the government.
I'm here today for eyes treatment. I want to thank you to a Lions Club and our chairman in Ojokoro to bring us this program today. We really are.
Vengeance, a sacrifice of blood. A coveted crown. Self-proclaimed king.
Israel began 2 weeks ago. It included food supplies and medicines, but no fuel, which aid groups say is absolutely critical for Gaza's 2.3 million residents. Meanwhile, deadly Israeli air raids continued on Saturday across Gaza Strip, including in the south, where Israel had previously ordered residents to relocate. Aid agencies said the truckloads are nowhere near enough to covering the immense needs of Gaza's population. Nawaz Sharif, Pakistan's thrice-elected former prime minister, has returned home after 4 years of self-exile in the United Kingdom to stand in the next year's elections against his biggest rival, former Premier Imran Khan. The 73-year-old veteran politician arrived by chartered flight to Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, on Saturday, after which he is expected to lead a rally in his hometown, Lahore, where supporters decorated the city with green and yellow party banners, posters, and flags. The South Asian nation is facing overlapping security, economic, and political crisis ahead of polls already pushed back to January 2024, with Khan languishing in jail on corruption charges, which he denies after he was removed in a no-confidence vote in April 2022. Sharif had not set foot in Pakistan since leaving for London in 2019 to receive medical treatment while serving a 14-year prison sentence for corruption. His convictions remain in force, but a court on Thursday barred authorities from arresting him until Tuesday, when he's to appear in court. While he cannot run for or hold public office because of his convictions, his legal team says he plans to appeal, and his party says he aims to become prime minister for a fourth time. We'll take a break now to bring you sport news. Welcome back. Arsenal stung Chelsea with a stunning late fight back as they came from 2 goals down to snatch a 2-2 draw at Stamford Bridge. Mikel Arteta's side looked to be heading to a first defeat of the season when Mykhailo Mudrik's cross shot looped over David Raya minutes after the interval, adding to the lead given to them by Cole Palmer's first half penalty. The visitors were far from their free-flowing best, and Mauricio Pochettino's side, inspired by the increasingly influential Palmer on the right of a front three, were for 3/4 of the game good value for what would have been a third straight league win. Newcastle warmed up for their Champions League showdown with Borussia Dortmund with a 4-0 Premier League demolition of Crystal Palace as Sandro Tonali returned to action. The Italy international, who is subject to an investigation into allegations of betting breaches, was introduced as a second-half substitute to warm applause from the locals among a crowd of 52,189 at St. James Park. Jacob Murphy's early strike and further goals from Anthony Gordon and Sean Longstaff before the break put the Magpies in the driving seat, and Callum Wilson cemented the points with 24 minutes remaining to send his side into Wednesday night's clash with Dortmund on Tyneside brimming with confidence. If Eddie Howe headed home in positive mood, opposite number Roy Hodgson set off on the long journey back to South London, reflecting on a bad afternoon for his injury-plagued squad. And that's the primetime news on MITV. Thanks for watching. I am Jumoke Michaels. Good night.
engines.